Hey, part
Woo!
6.
All
Welcome,
right.
welcome to part 6. And we left off with the start of the Boo Saga.
A heck of a cliffhanger.
Yeah. Well, all the Z fighters, including Yamcha this time, who's actually a real player. Well,
Right.
somewhat of a player. I mean, he's still relatively weak in comparison, but at least here he's not left to wander in his
I
own
mean,
self pity.
the Boo saw. I feel like the end of the cell fight was where all the humans got their last hurrah.
Yeah,
And then the Boo saga is like where they're like, yeah, you know what? Humans aren't really going to factor very much.
true. Though Tien's not here, he's off doing his own thing at this point.
He's
Yeah.
training with Chow Tzu.
We gotta also remember that Genmei's kind of a bit of a celebrity because she was the one who killed Cell.
Right. We have Genmei City instead of
Yeah,
Orange
and
City.
means that it's possible that there would be people, the news and stuff, trying to
Following her?
try to follow her. Don't know how.
Okay.
I don't know how successful that will be because of how fast they're flying.
I imagine that with the debacle, like the World Martial Arts Tournament, I feel like that would be the more interesting story.
Mm,
Like, yes, these people just betrayed someone in the ring. Well, they're disqualified. Let's
yeah,
go back to the action. I figured that would be more of the story. But I wanted to ask,
it's not gonna
because
stop Jimmy Firecracker.
oh yeah, it's not gonna stop Jimmy Firecracker. But the thing about Jimmy Firecracker is, even if they follow, would they just be killed by Majin Buu?
Well, it's the
Turned into
thing.
chocolate?
That's the thing. If you want to just say that they might just end up losing track of them because they're flying so fast.
Yeah, yeah. It would be I figure Genmei would be like, "Oh man, they're following us. Can we take a different route?"
Yeah, they just
And
zigzag.
or maybe they fly so far that the media crew's engines are not up to speed. They run out of fuel or energy or
Yeah, or just sort of
whatever the things
overheated,
run on.
overheated or something. Yeah,
Yeah, they end up getting overheated, or they just can't track them. I mean, we're talking people who, as a child, Pan. That's not even canon anymore because GT.
GT. Yeah.
But like,
I don't really like what they did to Pan and
well,
GT.
no, that was actually end of Z that Pan was like, "Hey, Grandpa, I flew around the planet 7 times. Whoa, a new record." That was kind
Yeah,
of fun little thing that they added
mm.
in there.
But
So if a child with that kind of power level can do that, I don't think the machines are going to keep up.
yeah. So yeah. First off, obviously similar things to the original happen. Like they head to the area where Barbary and stuff are. Spopovich and Yami were killed, and the energy is given to Barbary to yeah, it's Barbary because I have to every time I have to see whether or not it's the character. I just go. I have to do the bibbity bobbity boo thing. And
Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Yeah.
yeah, I have to do that. It's like
Put it together, and what have you got? A Disney lawsuit.
a Disney law. So yeah, yeah. This
No, that was
deceased
that
and
was a
desist.
joke from that was a joke from Death Battle, and they still have yet to be tagged. So I think you're good.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, those two would still die. There's nothing stopping them from being offed. Like
Yep.
they
They're,
like
they're,
very
they're,
brutally, mind you.
Yep, very brutally. Just showing off the power of Bobbity and placing him like a major villain you need to be careful of.
Yeah.
But then it turns out he's not that
Small
powerful.
fry. He's small
Yeah.
fry. But yeah.
But I wanted to ask, does anybody get stone spitted?
Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But obviously, same thing. But Deborah would likely come in and then just kill Kibito. Just
Right, Deborah and Kibito fight it out.
yeah. Well, it's less Kibito didn't fight. It's more he just got killed, point blank range.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So he's dead before they can even do anything. And this would then lead to, yeah, I wonder who would get stone spit on them.
Well, let's rattle off the characters we have. We have Genmei, we have Gohan,
Yeah.
and Vegeta.
Piccolo, Yamcha,
Piccolo,
Krillin.
Yamcha, Krillin,
Who else?
and
Or is
Shen.
not Shen? Oh yeah,
Well,
Shin.
Shin.
Yeah. The others
Sorry,
sort of
I'm
stayed
shooting
back.
sandwich.
The others stayed back.
Yeah. So I imagine instead of Piccolo, because we have a more powerful Piccolo, he'd be able to dodge something like that.
Yeah.
We would have Yamcha and yeah, I want to say Gohan, but Gohan was a player in this
Yeah.
saga.
So
So
Yamcha
I
and
would say
Krillin.
Yamcha and Krillin, and if Krillin's stone spit, then Genmei's gonna take to that very emotionally,
Yeah.
which might just be what Deborah wants because they need energy for Majin Buu anyway,
Yeah.
and this woman is popular apparently. She must be powerful.
Yeah. So.
She might play the Stone the Husband card.
Yeah. Though, does this mean they go in the ship, or does the game may just go into action immediately?
I imagine she would try to go into action,
But
but
Babidi would teleport Daburo
yeah,
away.
yeah, Bobity's magic would come into play and say, "No, no, no! If you want your revenge, then you will come here."
Yep. So we get the ship fights, which
And
the rock paper
we get
scissors thing, because we have a Piccolo here as well now.
yeah, but okay, so yeah, we would get the rock paper scissors thing, but it's not Piccolo, Vegeta, Gohan, and Genmei. Genmei is sitting out arms crossed because she wants Deborah for what he did.
Oh yeah, yep. She would want So she
So
bags.
the rock paper scissors would be between Vegeta, Gohan, and Piccolo.
Yeah. So I don't know who would win which fight. So the first fight was with that what was the name of the species?
Pui
Pui Pui, yeah. That was his name.
Pui, the Zunian.
Zunian, yes. At least some
Planet
Dragon Ball
Zune,
races
which
have
has
names
a gravity of
10 times.
I think. No, it wasn't even 10 times.
It was 10 times.
Okay, yeah, it was 10 times because it was equivalent to Planet Vegeta.
Yeah. So Pui Pui would who would fight Pui? Who would fight Pui Pui?
I would think
Gohan.
I don't know.
Piccolo?
I mean, okay. If I kind of want to hold Vegeta for Yakon
Yeah.
because Vegeta is a smart fighter in that regard.
Yep.
So I think like the rock paper scissors would go on. Piccolo and Gohan would get a tie that beats Vegeta's.
Yeah.
And then Gohan reels back to try again, and that's where we finally get a little bit of camaraderie between Gohan and Piccolo, because Piccolo will stand up, arms
Well,
crossed.
but even
like,
before that,
nah.
we did have some in the during the whole Cell thing. They did have some level of communication with one another, but
Right.
So they know each
But
other.
this would
Like
be
Piccolo, I imagine during the 7 years would have sometimes come over. You know, if he wants,
Yeah,
if he
but
wants a
that
bit
would
of
be
a fight.
time skip, and the fans wouldn't see it.
Yeah.
So like this would be the first time where we see like Piccolo be like, you've grown into a pretty strong warrior, kid. Why don't you take the first one and show me what you can do?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Piccolo.
Yeah, and so Mr. Piccolo. There is no Mr.
Yep.
Piccolo. He's just known as the. Actually, honestly, he'd probably just call him. Actually, he'd probably call him Mr. Piccolo out of very
respect.
Yeah, respectful. Yeah, he's Mr. Piccolo.
I'm gonna get Pui Pui for his friend stoning my dad.
So
Because
Pui Pui-
Gohan still has some anger to work through, and I think that would be another reason Piccolo would let Gohan go first here.
Pui
Because
Pui.
because then Gohan has a little bit of aggression to work out on Pui Pui, so he's not making a mistake in case later on shit hits the fan.
Yeah, so Pui Pui would get killed.
Start losing to Gohan.
Yeah,
for Gohan to go
there's
Super Saiyan.
no. This
Right.
Gohan is stronger than the original counterpart.
Right.
So
this Gohan is stronger than the original counterpart, but there is something that this Gohan doesn't have under his belt. Gravity training.
I mean, I feel like he would have gravity trained.
You think? I mean...
Yeah, I mean, his mother is best friends with Bulma. I imagine
The
she
thing
would...
is, Vegeta is possessive over that gravity chamber.
Well, I could always just say that Bulma installed a small gravity...
Like a prototype gravity chamber?
Or got a gravity chamber for in the area of Mount Powerzu. Just so
You know what? They took the ship to Mount Paozu, and Bulma built Vegeta a better gravity chamber.
Yeah. So it's yeah.
That
Well,
way he could like really go around in circle. And even then, I don't think Gohan would have trained regularly because Krillin would have been just like, well, I mean, he still has to focus on his studies.
yeah, but
Yeah.
still, I think he would have known. He would definitely have gotten up to 100 times Earth gravity. You know, he can withstand a lot of gravity. Definitely.
Okay. All
I
right. I was gonna do a thing where I played off like, oh well, I guess we'll go Super Saiyan. What?
yeah, he could always.
Yeah.
So he's
Where he wasn't really interested in gravity training, so he didn't. But then now gravity's an active
I
thing.
say that he. I still think he would have done some gravity training, which means that he would at least be
Yeah.
used to 10 times. So
Hmm.
he would. So Pui Pui would use that 10 times as like, ha! You think, yeah, look, this is 10 times Earth gravity. You nothing, and then his face is grabbed by Gohan and he's slammed into the ground.
I could even see Gohan like the rock that he was tossing up. This planet is 10 times Earth's gravity. As soon as he drops it, Gohan closes the gap, grabs the rock, and throws it in his face.
I still like the face. I still like the face slam. Just the and he
Like,
gets up
he would
like,
still do that.
what the
A
hell?
dunk shot. He would totally do a dunk shot. That's his combo move from Dragon Ball Z Legendary Warriors, I think.
Yeah.
Game Boy.
So
That's his combo. He would do that.
so he gets demolished and eventually is killed, which in pretty quick succession, honestly. Pretty quickly.
Would Gohan go for killing Pui Pui? Or would he just mortally wound him?
You probably would have just left him to he would knock him unconscious.
Yeah.
And then it's
Because he would remember what happened to Spopovich and Yamu. Like, I bet they weren't bad guys initially. Just like, you're not a bad guy, so...
yeah. So yeah, I guess he wouldn't kill.
Tell you what,
Pui Pui.
I'm not gonna kill you, but don't do anything bad.
Yeah, and
As long as you keep me awake, I will keep fighting for Master Babidi. Yeah, that's kind of the point.
he just knocks him out.
Knocked out.
Yeah. Vegeta at this point is not going to be the type of he's chilled out a lot, so he's not going to just kill Pui Pui.
He has.
Yeah, Pui Pui
Especially
is
since
probably just
bonding
Pui Pui's probably just teleported back to Babidi.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was, or if he was so useless that like when he was knocked out, Babidi decided, all right, you're pathetic. Enjoy the same fate as Yamu and Spopovich.
Yeah,
And blows up Pui Pui.
Yeah, that's something he probably would have done.
He,
Yeah.
I mean, you want me to flip a coin to see if Pui Pui survives?
Oh yeah, actually do that. That should be fun.
All
Actually.
right. Yep. Okay. So heads dead. Tails prevails.
Yeah, tails. Yeah.
Tails.
Tails.
Oh, two tails. Pui Pui's alive.
Yeah.
Pui Pui is alive.
He's just...
I think Babidi would have just forgotten about Pui Pui and been shocked that a child, someone he would consider a child, Gohan's 15. We said
14. Well,
14?
he's physically 15. He's 14, but he's physically 15.
Either way, a young man from this planet has that much power. What?
I mean, he got the energy from... That was the energy he got from that 85%.
Right.
Which is
right.
probably up to like 88% now.
And they would be shocked that the kid has that much more power to give.
Yeah. So
it's so they would forget about Pui Pui.
The next fight,
We get to the next floor, which is Yakon.
Yep. And Vegeta's fighting this guy.
Yeah, I could see Piccolo like reel back, ready to rock paper scissors, and he'd be like, "You'd best stay out of my way, Namekian. If Babidi is insistent on holding Dabura from us, I know Genmei is itching for that fight. I'm not going to miss my opportunity now."
As he does a similar thing Goku did originally with overfeeding the creature.
Only Vegeta figures it out faster because he's more of a tactician. and Vegeta would figure out faster, overfeed him with light, and kaboom,
Yeah,
Yakon dead.
Yakon dies. Which then we get to Deborah's fight,
Right. And
and
that would be Genmei, and Piccolo again being the respectful, patient one, sort of sage one, thanks to the kami in him.
yeah,
He would step aside. Genmei would go Super Saiyan 2 off the bat.
yeah, and just
Because
start
just like with
wailing.
Perfect Cell, she's not waiting around.
Yeah, she starts wailing on Deborah.
Right.
Gohan had struggled because he was rusty and hadn't really been fighting. This is Genmei's been training for 7 years.
Yep,
She
Deborah has
is
to really pump up. And this is where we get Babidi changing the scenery
to the top.
and takes them to hell.
Hell.
Well, Heffel.
Oh, did that happen originally?
No, it was more like a wastelandish area, but to kind of. I would think at this point, Babidi would weigh in like, okay, Pui Pui needed help and he still failed. Yakon needed help and he still failed. Deborah might fail. I need to help him to hopefully he makes it. You know?
Yeah, but I mean, I still don't think that Deborah is gonna make it out of this.
No, he would still try the stone spit thing.
Hmm. And it would probably be
The one,
on one of Genmei's boots, which you would have to just take off.
yeah, she would do that. It's like,
Be like,
it would get on one of her boots, and she would just blast it off real quick.
and then she just takes off the other boot. Like, okay, might as well take
All
off
right.
shake off my shoes
Yeah.
now.
And well, I mean, she's thankful that Piccolo's there because she knows the clothes beam.
The clothes be.
Yeah. So I don't think Deborah would get out. I think Deborah would only get out because Babidi would try to teleport him away because at this point he doesn't have another bodyguard.
Ooh, though, does this actually? You want to roll to see if Deborah's teleported out in time?
Flip it. Okay.
Yeah.
Tails prevails again.
Yep. So we have to get it.
Heads dead. Another tails. Fuck you.
Why do you keep on getting tails?
Oh, I dropped the coin. No. Let me find it.
Okay.
Shit.
You found it.
I'm trying to find it.
Yeah. Everyone.
I found it! And it was heads up!
Okay.
It landed flat. It was heads up.
Flat. Okay.
So this is the deciding flip.
Yeah.
I knew as soon as we started this gimmick, I knew that was gonna happen eventually. Alright. Oh, Tails prevails. He's alive.
Oh, so he gets teleported out where it's like, damn it.
Yep.
Genmei's, yeah, he's worse for wear here.
Right.
And he also probably
He's more-
teleports Pui Pui. He's like, oh, I completely forgot it. Actually, no, Pui Pui just ends up staying in the ship. He's just forgotten about.
He's forgotten about because at this point his power level is pathetic. So Deborah gets back, he's wounded, and Babidi is a bit fuming, but he's very happy because the pod is at 96% now. It's almost there.
Yeah.
And
but here's the thing.
now-
We get to the point where I don't think any of the mind control is gonna work on anyone.
I would think yes. I think the mind control will work because there's been a repeat. We've had a repeat thing where Genmei has entered a negative state of mind, and someone else has had to bust her out of it. In the Namek saga, fucking Krillin died.
Oh, are you saying we get a Margin Genmei?
We might. That's what I'm thinking because Krillin is stoned, and I imagine she like after Deborah gets done, and they get to the fourth floor and they're waiting. She realizes that he's there somewhere, and
Yeah.
Vegeta does the thing where he wants to blow up the ship, like he's wasting our time.
Yeah.
And Shin is like, no, if you do that, there's a chance that you might end up reviving Boo. And that's when Genmei just chimes in. Let him. The sooner I get to Deborah, the better. You hear me, Bobbity? Bring me the one that stoned my husband!
Yeah. Because...
And, then you have two irate Saiyans, and,
But here's the thing.
Bobbity can pick.
Bobbity, wouldn't work. It wouldn't work on Vegeta. It also... even if you tried with Piccolo, Piccolo, because there is still that evil essence deep within inside, he wouldn't work on Piccolo. Piccolo is way too, his mind is way too
he's got
clear.
Kami in him for one.
Yeah, he has a clear mind and he is very strong-willed. He's not going to let that happen. Yes. And Vegeta, this is a much more chill Vegeta. Even if he does start getting, trying to be taken over, it's not going to work on him. He's already gotten a few good fights in with... I
mean, even the Vegeta in canon was like, I refuse, and the only reason I did this is to get more powerful.
Yeah, he doesn't really need...
I wanted my fight against you, but Genmei's been around Earth.
Yeah, he doesn't need it.
Time.
He doesn't need it.
He doesn't need it. She's right there. She's not dead.
Yeah, she's been there for 7 years. He's probably gone to Mount Pausa to have a few good old fights to try to settle the score. And it's to him it's like he's chill. He's a
That's
chill.
That's why the most pissed off one in this group is Genmei.
Yeah. So do we want?
So if he's gonna try, it's gonna be Genmei.
Yeah, meaning we could get a. I mean, I'm not against that idea.
And I would think it would be the same thing, whereas constantly if we go the Majin Genmei's route, and it would be the same thing where she's like, I refuse.
Karat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I refuse to fight Vegeta. I refuse to fight Piccolo. I refuse to fight Gohan. I want Deborah!
And so we get a... I like this idea. Majin Karat.
Majin Genmei.
Well, Majin Karat, she goes back on her original Saiyan-esque nature.
Oh, she just goes for it.
Karat.
Just goes straight up Karat.
There is no Genmei, only Karat. Yeah, so meaning that Shin tries to calm Genmei down, but eventually Babidi manages to take hold.
Right, and Babidi sends her to the world tournament, and that's where she doesn't destroy anybody.
No,
because she wants Deborah.
Deborah, yeah.
She doesn't want to kill anyone else. She wants Deborah. And I would think this is where Babidi would teleport them to the wasteland. He would try to force Deborah out there.
Well, he'd probably heal Deborah.
Heal?
Yeah, he can. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Well, either way, he's going to send Deborah there just to get the energy up.
Right, and he'd be like, don't worry. As long as you get Majin Buu out, that is the only mission that you are required.
Genmei, as well, is not going to listen to Babidi, even after killing Deborah. She's going to like, nah. Why would I listen to you? Same as Vegeta. She has enough willpower to, even if she's Majin, to be like, yeah, no, I'm not listening. Screw you.
Right, yeah. Kill the Kai! Kill the Kai! I don't want to.
I am not I want to fight Deborah. I am not listening to what... I am not going to kill anyone. All I want to do is to fight Deborah.
Right, and while she's taking care of Deborah, everyone else goes deeper into the ship.
Whoa.
Babidi is alone. He's just kind of...
Well, weren't they all teleported to the tournament grounds? Everyone?
That's right. They were teleported to the tournament grounds, but I said that they get transferred to the wasteland because Genmei was going to refuse to fight on the tournament ground. Ooh, actually, how about that? Okay, so Babidi, brain did a think. So we still get a tournament massacre.
But it's
because
Deborah.
Babidi heals Deborah. Deborah gets sent out there. They're in the middle of the tournament. And Deborah's like, I'm right here, property. How about we have that fight now?
Yeah.
Not here! There's too many innocent people! Oh, you don't have a choice. And he blasts the stands. Deborah kills people.
Yep.
So that forces Genmei to fight him at the World Tournament.
Yeah.
And more people are sticking around. You know that media that was following him? Hey, they're back. Oh, hey, Genmei's fighting someone strong? Okay.
Yeah.
So they're able to capture that.
Well, all the other Z fighters and everyone are just watching this go down, and I think, yeah, Genmei would likely kill Deborah at this point.
Yes, but Maron was part of on the stands, right? They were there, not participating in the tournament, but watching the adult tournament, right?
Yeah. I
would think that something would tick in the girls' heads, and they'd be like, "Hey, this seems like a really big bad guy. Maybe we should go get some senzu beans."
Yeah. I think they just have senzu.
You think Krillin would have finally convinced Korin?
No, it just would have probably got
over the course of the 7 years.
Well, they had senzu get going at a senzu bean at the tournament, so they must have had more than that.
Because they healed
Videl
and Gohan.
Yeah, and so do you think that this fight is enough to release Boo?
I would think so, because Deborah, he could keep Genmei chasing us. Deborah's mission isn't to win the fight, it's to just waste Genmei's time.
Yeah, also, as well...
And the more pissed she is, the more energy she's letting out.
Shin would likely pretty much try to stop Genmei from doing any fighting, and it's a similar case in the original where Goku or Genmei here is like, yeah, get out of my way, otherwise I'll kill you.
Yep, threatening the life of Shin.
Yeah, she has no respect for Supreme Kai.
He just wants to... Majin Karat wants to kill... Deborah.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Yeah, and this would be enough to release Boo.
Yeah, it would definitely be enough to release Boo.
Though I think Shin would get the other Z fighters to go with him to deal with that.
Yep, and Piccolo would be down there. He, Vegeta, and Gohan would combine their efforts to blast the pod before the end of it. But it wouldn't work.
It wouldn't work, no.
And Boo is released from the pod. And sure enough...
Though with Deborah's death at the hands of Genmei, that means Krillin and Yamcha are now released from their stone prisons. And it's Krillin again who is going to have to settle Genmei down.
Yeah, because Genmei with the Majin symbol is going to sense that Boo is released, start heading that direction, and of course she sees someone on the distance. And of course, Krillin stops. He's like, "Oh, Genmei!" And Genmei just flies right past him.
Yeah.
Like, what happened? And he catches up with her. And of course, at this point, he's not talking to Genmei. He's talking to Karat.
Karat, yeah.
And she's saying, "Look, long story short, we just released Majin Buu into the world." What? Yeah. So either help us or help protect people. One or the other. He's mine.
Oh, God. No, so, because Barbady's not dead yet, the symbol is still there.
I always thought that the symbol was soul-bound after it was placed.
Nah, I kind of just, I consider it, it's not soul-bound, it's more like Barbady has, if Barbady dies, then anyone who was mind-controlled loses that.
Well, the reason why I say that it was soul-bound is because even after Barbady's death, Majin Vegeta was still Majin. Even, like...
Yeah. You could always change it to just say that, oh yeah, Barbary dies, Genmei's back to normal.
I mean, this is your channel, your whatever. Yeah. So if that's the logic you want to put there, I have no freaking problem with that.
Yeah, I just imagined Vegeta kept the Majin symbol because he wanted it.
He wanted the power.
Yeah, so he just...
Yeah, because that means Karat heads to where Majin Buu is.
Yep.
Majin Buu... is meeting Barbady without a Deborah. So, without the Deborah being a giant chocolate bar...
Well, it was a cookie.
Oh, hello, Majin Buu. I am Barbady.
Did he eat Barbady?
I mean...
It'd be funny. It would be funny if he did.
It would, kinda. But I was even thinking this is where Piccolo steps up. Like, this is where he goes, "Hey, You better not have you better not have any bright ideas, monster.
I'm talking to. He's talking to you, Boo. And he's being very rude in calling you a monster. Me like Batman! Me fight!
And as we get a Piccolo gets turned into a chocolate.
Yeah,
And he,
Piccolo gets absorbed.
Fuck.
Well, turned into chocolate, eaten. You know, Piccolo's power becomes Boo's power.
yeah. Well, that's
Yep, and after seeing this, I imagine Gohan would be very angry.
Yep. It's just like, damn it. Well, there's
Where's
also while this is
Dad?
happening, I do imagine that the Dragon Balls are going to be collected. They're busy.
Yeah, because they need to be. That was why I put Deborah in there to kill people, because now the Dragon Balls are used.
Yeah, and it wishes Kibito back as well.
Yep, which is Kibito.
Yeah.
And Kibito thinks of Shin thinks about Gohan and thinks about the Z Sword. And before Majin Karat and Krillin end up showing up.
Vegeta is there as well, so he could get teleported.
Yeah, Vegeta is in the middle of fighting with Boo. And I think Vegeta's the first to find out that Boo likes fighting. Because he would beat the hell out of Boo and he'd be like, I don't understand. None of my attacks are really doing anything to this blob thing.
That tickles. Every time he uses,
with spiky hair, man.
he just I don't know, stomach bumps Vegeta into the distance.
Yep. Or maybe he does like the goo rap thing like before.
Oh, what the goo rap?
Yeah, where kind of like Giran with
Oh,
the,
yeah.
yeah, remember? Does that or pummels the hell out of Vegeta. And this is where Karat comes in to save Vegeta because her son is nowhere and Piccolo's dead as far as they know.
Yeah.
And so Vegeta gets unwrapped by Majin Karat.
Yeah.
They're both Super Saiyan 2s, and he gives her the lowdown like, I don't understand. No matter how many times you pummel that thing, it doesn't seem to take any damage. This is where the Majin transformation really comes into play for Karat.
Okay.
Because remember remember we said the furthest she and Vegeta could do is mastered Super Saiyan 2, right?
Yeah.
The Majin symbol comes with a boost, and
Yeah, didn't
the new
Vegeta get Super Saiyan 2 from getting Majin?
No, he could hold Super Saiyan 2 effortlessly. And he always considered, even before the Majin transformation, Vegeta considered Super Saiyan 3 to be, if I were to go further than this, it would not be good on my body. I'm just going to master what this is, because he's more tactful.
Yeah.
As far as being a fighter.
Yeah,
So he figured, master what I have, and then maybe I'll do that.
So
Genmei doesn't think like that.
Yeah.
So I would think with the new well of anger, as well as the power boost from the Majin, Genmei would turn Super Saiyan 3 here.
Well, first time Super Saiyan 3.
To try to kill Boo. Like, okay, if Super Saiyan 2 won't work, I'll just have to step it up a notch. What do you mean? If you were to go any further, relax. I brought this monster into existence. Just like with Cell, it's time I end this one.
And
Do 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 do. I love that freaking song.
it just goes, ah!
Yep, Genmei's yelling and her hair is growing and she becomes Super Saiyan 3.
Yep.
And when Krillin gets there, he's bewildered. Like whoa, I've never, how did she?
Yeah, so this is something. We
Yep.
get Super Saiyan 3. But at this time, she didn't learn it during the 7 years, meaning that every time someone brings up Super Saiyan 3, it's like, oh yeah, she didn't have that form before becoming Majin.
It took the Majin, it took the Majin
magic
curse,
yeah,
in order for her to accept the name Karat because she was being more of a savage warrior.
Yeah.
And using a lot of the anger that she understands Vegeta would have done in order to fight ever since back in the Saiyan saga. So she finally understands her Saiyan heritage part of herself
Yeah.
with the anger that comes from the Majin curse.
So we then get a
So
fight between
we get a
Boo,
fight with Majin Buu versus Super Saiyan 3 Karat.
the Saiyan 3 Karat, and I think similar to the original one. That depends here because Boo is still incredibly strong, and that even with a Super Saiyan 3, she still has a living body, meaning she can't go forever.
Yeah, yeah. So she would realize she's starting to slow down,
Yeah.
and Vegeta would know that she's slowing down. He tries to figure something out and realizes that this is sort of a master puppet relationship between him and Bobbity.
So he could
And
just kill Babidi.
he would try he would want to go for Bobbity, but he's too focused on the fight with Boo.
Krillin would.
Yep, Krillin isn't.
It's like, hey, and then Bobby
Krillin-
is watching this like, yes, Boo, tear her apart, and then it's like, that you're talking to,
Apart,
and then
to shreds.
and then Krillin comes from behind, it's like, that's my wife you're talking about, as he just blasts, Kamehameha's Babidi out of existence, like, what? Ah!
Yep. Krillin would kill Bobbity here, and after Boo, after a weakened, God, I keep wanting to call her Genmei. A weakened Karat gets flown into a mountain by Majin Buu. He looks around. He says, "Huh? Where'd Potato Man go? Who are you?" And approaches the Baldy.
Uh-oh.
Hi. And that's where Vegeta would chime in. He helped you from your master. Huh? What?
Or he could...
Don't you get it? You don't have to listen to him anymore. I want to have fun. And you can. Just don't hurt anyone. Hurt? What hurt? Hurt is what you've been doing to Genmei there. And myself. But we fight. Fight fun.
Yeah.
But that means to harm... Baldy, explain! I'm not good at these things. Well, you kind of realize after being a father, Krillin kind of gets this as a big child.
Yeah. So you could just...
Well, what it means is someone that's weaker than us, you're not supposed to hit. But you hurt Potato Man! Yeah, because he was using you. He was big bad. Big bad? Can Boo fight you? I would rather you try to continue fighting with Vegeta and Genmei, but don't.
And I think
kill them.
they would tell I think Krillin would pretty much say, Boo to chill out somewhere.
Yeah, just go have
Basically,
fun
they're biding their
elsewhere.
time. They're biding their time, tricking Boo into just chilling out and not kerning anyone.
Because they could talk Dende into reviving the dragon early.
Yeah.
And so he would say, just go have fun anywhere else. Don't worry about us. We'll be around to fight some other time. But if you want a good fight, then we need some time to rest is all.
Yeah.
Oh, I understand. Bye-bye, Baldy. Bye-bye, Spiky Hair Man. Fly off.
He just flies off. Just...
What was that about? Look! Either you're gonna get enough time to help Genmei master this new form, or damn it! No, Boo! Don't you get away!
And
Genmei!
now her margin symbol is gone now, so she's...
Well, she's still gonna be angry about Boo because this was a monster that she brought out inadvertently because she wanted to kill Dabura.
And she kind of bemoans, but I think Krillin would be enough there to be like, Genmei...
Yeah, he would get in the way and be like, Genmei, listen to me! Right now, that monster was more powerful than you could have hoped for. You need to back up so we can think about this next move.
Yeah.
But what about the innocents, Krillin? That thing's just gonna kill more people.
And I think Krillin might say, I think they've been wished back.
A lot of them have been wished back already, and Shenron still has one wish. If we can convince Dende to revive the dragon a little bit sooner, because only one wish was used, then we can bring everyone back. Right now, we need to take our time.
Yeah, and I think Genmei would bemoan the fact that she let her own lust for battle and her own she
let
caused
Karada.
another threat to happen because of her.
Yep.
And she bemoans that, like, I did it again. I thought I'd learned, but I guess not.
I think that's where Vegeta would come in and be like, but look what it resulted. If Bulma was stoned, I probably would have done the same thing. All you did was act like a responsible warrior, given your position. It was Babidi who played dirty, and now look at him. A hole in his chest, dead.
Yeah, and I think Vegeta would also point out that the margin symbol is now gone.
Look at you. You're back in your right mind, aren't you, Genmei? So use that thought process and let's master this new form of yours. It could be the crutch we need. Yeah. Because nobody knows what Metamor Infusion is.
Metamor Infusion. Though, this brings up something I would like. I had this idea of Tien knowing the Metamor Dan.
Because he spent more time in Otherworld?
Yeah, he spent about a year, didn't he?
Yeah, he spent an extra year because they had to. Well, not an extra year, an extra 4 months.
Oh no, he used the Earth. They used the Earth Dragon Balls, didn't they?
No, they used the Namekian Dragon Balls for Tien.
Either way, I think that after Tien gets the, that's the way I could see Metamor Infusion becoming a thing, is if Tien just knows it.
Tien knows it. Okay, but would he be there, or would he be training by himself?
Yeah, but I think. Well, he didn't use it. He didn't use it during the Cell thing because. I honestly, I could just see it as being a Toriyama thing. Like, oh, screw it, I'm just gonna have say Tien learned it in the other world while he was dead. Just out of a
Toriyama writing thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Convenience.
Yeah. Then people would be thinking, why didn't you use it during the Cell?
Typical Dragon Ball. Perfect. So Tien knows about Metamor Infusion since his Genmei. Fuck, I did it again. Genmei. If you watched the previous part, you'd know how funny that is. Genmei, Krillin, and Vegeta are heading to the lookout, and after feeling Super Saiyan 3, he's gonna want to know what the fuck that was.
Yeah, Tien. So
he meets everybody out on the lookout.
Yep, yeah, everyone's
and they
there.
explain. They explain about Majin Buu. They explain about Babidi and the spaceship and the World Tournament and all that.
Yeah. And
he would look at the girls and think, you two are about the same power level, aren't you?
Well, I think Sota would be about. She'd be weaker than Moron. She would be.
Right. Or she would. See, he would say it's a shame Gohan's not here because Gohan's about the same age as one of you, isn't he?
Well, Gohan's like 40. I mean, he's a bit taller than the others there, so that brings out the size issue.
Mm-hmm. So, would anybody be able to fuse?
Well, is
the question.
Yeah, I could still see Sota and Moron being able to fuse, but because also the imagine like Yamcha or someone would be like, wait, if you knew this technique, why didn't you use it during the Cell thing? Like the whole.
And that's what he would explain, because I didn't have enough time to train someone into the proper technique. Technique? Look, it's a dance.
Plus, I think Tien, being the serious guy that he is kind of finds it embarrassing.
Yeah, yes, it's a dance, okay, Yamcha? But it does release an immense amount of power from the two able to do it.
And I think
the thing about it is it has to be done perfectly. I wouldn't have had enough time to train anybody perfectly on the steps. Now, I think I have the time.
Yeah, so God, we get Tien or something.
We could, if Yamcha wants to push that, we could. But I would think also, if the kids aren't gonna work out given the thing, and also Genmei's not dead in this timeline.
Yep.
Vegeta and Genmei, who are about the same height,
yeah.
and the two most powerful beings on the planet. All right. if you Saiyans can put your pride aside for a second, I might have something that might help us here.
So what are you talking about?
Genjita,
Genjita. Oh, wait.
Genmei and
No,
Vegeta fusion.
Wouldn't it be Vegeta? Oh no. Wait, no, it would be Genjita. Cause
Well,
Metamorph
Vegito
fusion.
was yeah, Vegito was Potara fusion.
Yeah. If it was the Potara fusion, it would be Vegeta or Vegeta. What is it? Vedrat.
Karat.
Or
Vejat.
Vejat. That's.
That just reminds me of a Devil Artemis. Dark Magician with a gat!
I don't know what that is.
Oh, he does like short. He does the voice for Perfect Cell in the Perfect Cell games shorts where Cell versus someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't do that for TFS. They had a different voice actor, but he rolled with it and made like a meme channel empire. They're hilarious.
Yeah.
So, he's going to suggest Genjita.
Do you think a male? But then do you think a male and a female can actually, fuse? That would be the main kind of.
I would think Masako did it.
True, Masako.
In Dragon Ball on R&R.
I guess I guess the gender of the fusion would be determined by the dominant personality, or at least the.
I would think. Yeah, I would think the dominant personality, whoever the more dominant personality is, between the two,
it'd probably be androgynous. The fusion.
Yeah, it would just be androgynous. I mean, like I wouldn't even. I don't think it would even matter. They would keep clothes on the whole freaking time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
we don't need to discuss what's down there.
Doesn't need to happen. But it would.
Trust me, I've seen.
It would take a
enough,
few times.
I've seen enough fan out of a female Vegeta.
Like, it would take a few times, and because of the methodical nature of both warriors, they're like, we can't screw this up. We need to keep waiting half an hour until we get this 100% a few times. We need to make sure this is right. All the while, Boo is having fun on Earth.
And Mark Hercule comes into this picture at this point.
Yep, we still get Hercule and B.
Yeah, because Mark wants some level of fame, so he's like, I'm going to defeat Boo. Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
And he takes the picture that he does, and
Boo.
Yeah, they make Boo makes his house out in the wild after healing the blind kid.
Yep. He did
all the while, Gohan is training with the Z sword.
But this time, while he's having fun, he's not killing anyone.
Right, because Bald Man explained is bad.
Yeah.
And plus, strong people will happen. Trust me.
Yeah. So he's just injuring them and then just healing them. It's like, oh, you got broken leg, I heal, and then he just.
I punched too hard. Oh, sorry. Boo just like fight. Here, Boo help.
And then he ends up like regrowing some dude's leg that he lost like years ago or something.
Now you go. Boo play with buildings more.
As he just runs off.
Right.
Weird. It's just like
Yep.
I'm too old.
So Boo decides to get his own house.
Yeah.
Makes his house with Hercule.
Yeah, and befriends
Befriends B and Hercule, and
then there's
Hercule does the being a friend thing with him while they're training on the lookout.
Yeah.
And we don't see Evil Boo because it wouldn't take that long for them to learn the fusion technique and the fusion steps properly.
But if we want to continue the saga, I mean, we could always just still have Evil Boo. But like they get on the scene, they manage to perfectly fuse and get on the scene just as Boo is, the bad energy from Boo is being released.
And the gunman would probably shoot Hercule and B sooner.
Yeah.
Because, you're not the champion, you're some loser.
Yeah, and that would only just spur on. So they would get there as Boo is releasing
splitting.
That. Yeah.
Yeah. And I would think with the friendliness, with the friendly bald man being there as well. Because, where Genmei goes, Krillin goes.
Yeah.
And so they get on the scene, and he goes to Hercule. Well, Yamcha would also go, I would think.
No, Yamcha. Actually, I want to say
Yamcha would go.
I want to say that Yamcha stays up on the lookout and goes like wants to learn the Tien.
Yeah, with Tien.
So,
Okay, that might come into play later.
Yeah, he's interested in doing that. I mean, they're about the same height, so why not? Let's do it.
So they arrive, and Krillin goes over to the Fat Boo, like, Boo, what happened? Are you okay? Boo, tired. Huh? Hey, what's Skinny Thing doing outside, Boo? Do you recognize him? That big bad Boo. He mean and scary.
Yeah. So instead of the fight, and I think Genjito at this point, instead of just Boo fighting this skinny grey, it's Genjita and Boo fighting it.
Yep, they would work together.
And instead of that, now that brings up a good point. Would Boo manage to absorb skinny grey Boo into himself?
Potentially.
Potentially.
It depends on how the battle goes out. Multiple scenarios can happen. Genjita at this point would be so damn powerful.
Oh yeah.
Because Metamore Infusion is more potent.
Well, I think Metamore Infusion, it's you plus the 2 person's power levels and times by 100.
Yeah, but it's such an unleash of power that's not so contained that Genjita would go Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah,
and if Super Saiyan 3 Goku could take out Kid Buu,
that would suck down the time, though.
Yeah, it would suck down the time, but it would be shorter. So one way I see it is if Genjita decides to go that route, because more methodical thanks to Vegeta being there, then they would understand this has to be quick, Big Bang Kamehameha, almost eradicates everything.
And then, but that's the thing. And this is where I think Boo would come in. Even after that blast, they think it was killed. It reforms, but before it can do anything else, Boo comes in, turns it into chocolate, and eats it.
Right. Reabsorbing the evil.
And turning into a good version of Super Boo.
Yay! I like this one.
And I think, they would be a bit on edge. I think, actually, at this point, I think the fusion would break.
Right, yeah. They would have broken, and seeing Super Boo standing there, they're thinking, whoa, how is he more powerful from reabsorbing something of himself?
Yeah.
And Super Boo would just look at them and say, hello, spiky hair friends.
Yeah, and I
Boo,
think...
thank you for this.
I think Mark would come up and say, Boo, is that you?
And of course he'd see, his friend is okay. Like, Mr. Satan!
And he just hugs him.
Boo afraid you not better! Boo is happy to see you on your feet!
And I think at this point, as a little joke, Tiensha comes in and it's like, hey, I'm here, guys, do you need any? And he's just, oh,
well, that happened.
We got a Tiensha.
Without us.
Oh, that happened without us. Though what would actually the personality of Tien should be? Because it has Tien's serious nature.
Well, it would be Tien's serious nature along with Yamcha's trickster sort of personality.
Oh, that's a good combo.
He'd be able to feign certain attacks and
yeah, he would be tactful
Wolf
about it.
Fang volleyball fist.
Wolf Fang volleyball fist. That's great.
Or volleyball Fang fist.
And then we have the Dodon Spirit Ball.
Dodon Kamehameha.
Or the Dodon Spirit Ball. Oh no, the Dodon Kamehameha.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Dodon Spirit Attack.
And I think at this point, everyone else would just... and then Gohan returns, having his potential unlocked.
Right, and I would think with Tiensha... Tiensha would arrive, but because Dende needed a guardian when approaching this new Boo. Because on the lookout, Dende would be aware, hey, this is going on. Interesting. So the girls and Tiensha would show up with Dende.
Yeah.
as his sort of bodyguards
Yeah.
in case something bad happens. And that's when he would see this big pink monster hugging a human and being happy that the human is safe, and then picking up a puppy and smiling at the puppy, getting his cheek licked, and then licking the cheek of the puppy because boo.
Yeah. It's just
And I think Dende would approach and be like, "So you are Majin Buu? Hmm?
shit.
You are Green Man." Well, it's okay. This Green Man's a good Green Man. Good Green Man? Yes, you're Majin Buu. And I've been hearing you've been a very good Buu lately. Buu try to be a good boy. Like what Mr. Satan
Yeah,
teach.
and just
It was nothing. I was just doing my part.
oh god, do you think at this point, Mark would get the at this point, Fek Boo hasn't not really been that destructive. He's been more helpful than anything.
Yeah, he's been trying to understand what Bald Man was talking about.
Yeah, about
And that's where he'd be like, so I understand that you've done a little bit of bad things, but not a whole lot of bad things, and you've been trying to make up for those bad things. What if I told you I could make all those bad things go away if you decided to stay in this house for the next few months? Then you can come to the city and have some fun times with Mr. Satan.
oh, and he's
And
like
of
that
course,
would
everybody's
be
like,
great.
"You can do that?" And Dende says, "Dragon Balls."
Drag Balls, yeah. And I think at this point Gohan and Shin and Kabita would show up, not realizing that the threat is over.
Yep, they arrive. The threat is over, and
Oh,
Shin is very nervous about it. But
he's nervous, but he's like,
okay, if this works out,
as we
of course,
this is basically going with your what if Boo turn, what if Kid Boo turned good, in a way.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But it'll split. It'll split.
Oh yeah.
It's very close. It's like, okay, so timelines usually split with enough distance between them so we know what the hell we're talking about.
Yeah.
These two are very close parallel lines.
Well,
Eventually, those parallel lines are going to split off into two separate.
yeah,
two separate
honestly,
directions.
I just love this change with Boo absorbing.
I love the idea of Boo turning good. I love the idea of a chaotic character like Boo being a good boy.
a super Boo's here.
Yeah, especially Super Boo.
Instead of the black eye, like the back white, it's a white pupil, like white irises and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's a good. And Gohan shows off his new technique, his potential unlock that he got from the old Kai guy, and then he just then we just see T just like, what's that?
And eventually they would split into two people, and he would say,
Oh, a fusion. Interesting. That must have been the Metamoran technique.
Yeah, actually, yeah, old Kai would be here. He didn't have to sacrifice his life.
Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if old Kai was just saying this through the crystal ball, and
Yeah, but honestly, let's have old Kai be on Earth. Why not?
yeah,
He
he
comes
would have
along.
followed Gohan and Kibito and Shin.
Yeah, and while this is all happening, Pui Pui wakes up in the ship and goes, "What happened?"
He kind of wobbles out, like he's still wounded.
He's just like,
He still kind of wobbles out, but he doesn't have an M on his forehead anymore.
it's like, what's
so
going
Gohan
on?
kind of takes a battle stance, and Genmei would be like, "No, wait,
No,
hold on."
this is in a completely different location though, so he's there by himself.
Oh, in whatever wasteland the ship decided to take format.
Yeah, he's just like, what happened? Where am I? Where's Barbary? So
He's gone. This planet feels so light. So green.
You could
I
just-
must know more.
so we got a
He'll fly around.
we got a Pui Pui who became good.
Yeah, we got a Pui Pui just roaming the earth.
Why do I find that funny? It's just because
You want to make it funnier?
what?
Pui Pui ends up finding Papaya Island and makes friends with Mai, Shu, and Pilaf.
Oh God, yes. Oh yes. Yeah, and
Like,
launch.
How did you get to the island, stranger?
Oh, I just flew. He's one of those.
Yeah, it launches there as well. It's just, oh God, we got a good guy. We got a Pui Pui who survives.
Right. And the next time the world tournament happens, which I imagine after that, I mean, how long until Beerus wakes up
4 years.
after that? 4 years? Okay, so the next tournament would have been on.
Yeah, but first off, we have to wrap up things with Boo. So obviously,
The Super
Piccolo
Boo.
has to be wished back as well.
Yep.
Unless
Piccolo gets wished back.
Yeah. Again, he was probably just chilling on King Kai's world, and he just.
Or
Nah.
did you want to explore the inside of Boo? Because
Oh.
I would think with the Elder Kai there, he could be like,
Oh, you mean
what?
Piccolo?
Piccolo didn't get revived?
Ah, that must mean that he is still within Majin Buu.
What? But he was a giant chocolate bar that got eaten.
That doesn't mean that Majin Buu would have killed him per se. Anything that Buu would have absorbed would have become part of him.
Oh yes, just like the Grand Supreme Kai.
Now you're catching on for a
Yeah.
Supreme Kai.
So they have to enter Boo, do a whole episode.
And they have to figure out a way to enter Boo, and that's when he says, you know,
Supreme Kai, remove both of your Potara.
what?
Yes, I'm going to teach you an important technique that should allow the warrior, whoever it is, to go within Boo and not be affected quite as radically as this Piccolo might have.
And then we get a fusion between. You know what?
Two other fighters. I would think two other fighters because Vegeta and Genmei would be like, oh, come on, Vegeta, let's do it this way too.
And Vegeta
I'm
like,
not putting on jewelry after learning dance moves with you.
I'm not a woman.
Oh, come on, Vegeta. Imagine how powerful we'll be then. I could imagine the power, but not if it turns me into more of a woman. Come on.
He's just. Yeah, Vegeta's. I think he's a bit. He was probably annoyed having to learn that dance moves.
And this is where Gohan steps up. It's like, well, I want to help Mr. Piccolo, so count me in to whoever wants to do this.
We could get a fusion between. Ooh,
Who do you think? Who do you want to go for?
who do we want it? Father and son.
Because Potara fusion is more open. The people don't have to be about the same height.
Father and son.
Like Krillin and Gohan?
Krillin and Gohan.
Oh yeah, you know what?
Krillhan.
Well, I want to help Mr. Piccolo, so count me in.
Krillhan.
Yeah, and you know, Boo trusts me, so I guess it could be us.
Although they do say that it's a permanent. Actually,
Yeah,
if you want to go with
he
the
would
new,
warn them about that one.
or if you want to go with the new canon, it's an hour. They have an hour for fusion.
Well, I would even say like
Well, that's the new.
Well,
That's the new.
I will warn you that once you fuse with Potara, you may be fused together forever.
Actually, if I were to revive Shenron earlier, then that means we would have two wishes on our Dragon Balls. One could be to make sure everybody who was inconvenienced by Boo forgets about him, and the next one could be to split Gohan and Krillin.
I see.
That's a good
Well,
plan.
If that's the case, here, you put this on your right ear, and you put this on your left.
And they
As soon as you do, your bodies will join together in a flash of amazing power never before witnessed on this planet or any other.
we get Krillhan.
Yeah,
That's
Krillhan.
that's fun. And then they go into Boo. You imagine
Yep,
Boo has to pop off a
Boo
bit
would
of-
absorb them.
Yep. And willingly this time.
Right, and thanks to the magic of the Potara, they're protected until they go into Boo's environment,
And then they
Boo's
split.
environment forces the fusion apart.
Yeah.
So, yay, they don't need to waste a
And then
wish.
this is like a 3-episode mini arc where they just explore Boo.
Yeah, they explore Boo, and this is where Gohan gets to use the ultimate power, because within Boo, there is an evil Boo.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, and something tells me that evil Boo, with the way that he was absorbed, is going to be relentless and have gotten out of his pod eventually.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Because we're talking about something as chaotic as
And
Kid
then Boo, and then the good Boo comes and
we have
demons.
a fat Boo, skinny Boo
He's-
kind of fighting it out.
Look,
because
he's literally fighting his inner demons.
yeah. So we would have that, and while Good Boo and Gohan are fighting the inner demon Bad Boo, Krillin would find Piccolo's pod and want to tear him out.
Yeah.
But then he would also find the Grand Supreme Kai pod. He decides to leave that one there. Because he thinks that's the only thing keeping this Boo
Well,
good right now.
there's also South Supreme Kai.
South Supreme Kai?
Yeah, he was absorbed too.
Oh.
That's why Super Boo's got that shape of his.
Yeah, the carefree Grand Supreme Kai.
Yeah,
the fat one.
It was the carefree Grand Supreme Kai, but South Supreme Kai was also absorbed. Yeah.
So do you want to go that those pods are there, or do you want to just say there's Piccolo's pod and there's the Evil Boo pod that he broke out of?
Yeah, let's just say that. Just
make it simple.
Make it simple. Yeah.
Okay. And as he's about to tear Piccolo out, I would think the good Boo would be like, "No! Huh? You tear him out, Boo don't get to use his power. Well, hurry up and finish him.
Oh.
Boo try." Because I would think it's Piccolo's just nature trying to keep the fat Boo fighting within him.
Ah, so he has to place that evil Boo back into his containment.
And yes, that is the idea.
And it's like a super containment, so it's like trying to held together to make sure he's not. Yeah, which
that's where Krillin's like, I really wish I learned the evil containment wave.
But at the end of the day, I think this would end with Boo, capturing back in, them taking Piccolo out, and then so they get out. Piccolo's back. They don't need to unfuse Krillin and go.
Yeah, Boo cartoonishly would kind of like search his mouth like something's in his mouth, and he'd spit on the floor and pre. All three of them.
They're very cartoony. Yep.
Yep. Like so that would happen with the evil sealed away in that Boo.
Yeah.
And Krillin would explain, yeah, that evil's gotta stay in there if this Boo's gonna stay like this. That's where he mentions, if only we had the evil containment wave. So over the course of the 4 years, I imagine someone would have learned the evil containment wave.
Well,
done that again.
Roshi does know it.
Yeah, Roshi knows it, and so does Piccolo.
Yeah.
So I imagine they would do it again with a container to hold the evil.
Yeah.
Because that's a big thing.
Yeah, so they keep it inside of Boo.
Alright, they keep it inside of Boo, and because it's still inside of Boo, Boo can still use its power. It's still a good Super Boo.
Yeah, so I like that.
It's just an evil container within that Super Boo.
Yeah, so it's strapped in somewhere not to be.
And the best part is this evil's weaker because he didn't eat fucking Deborah.
True. Yeah, he's fighting his own inner. He was after fighting his own inner demons.
He was fighting his own evil, which was severely weaker.
Yeah, it's a good thing too.
Yep.
Yeah.
So then, Gohan's ultimate transformation actually made a difference in this Boo saga.
Yeah, he knows it. Who would actually win the next tournament though? The 7-7 one.
Pui Pui.
Pui Pui. You know what? Why not?
Why not? I mean, the Zunian is gonna make a living for himself on the planet.
Yeah, and the Z-Fighters would quickly realize, wait, Pui Pui's still alive, but he's not. Yeah,
they would go to the. They would go to the tournament, and one of them would be primed to like, Pui Pui, how dare you come to this tournament? You better have a good reason for. Hey, wait, stop! By this point, Pilaf wasn't reverted to a child.
Yeah, he's
just older.
He's like what, like an older man, like in his 50s.
He's in his 50s at least, and Shu and Mai are aging gracefully as well.
Yeah, I think Mai is a dragon.
And I imagine that he'd be like, wait, don't attack my bodyguard. Bodyguard? Like the whole group of people, bodyguard?
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Pui Pui here made his way to Pilaf Island. I own the island now. And has proven himself to be a good soul.
I think it would still be called.
Here making sure.
I think it would still be called Papaya Island. It's just there'd be a city called Pilaf City or something.
The Pilaf Island Resort.
Pilaf Island Resort and the Pilaf City.
Yeah. Resort and tournament.
Yeah.
Resort and fairgrounds.
Yeah.
Because all the shops have to be raised somewhere around the tournament.
He's probably franchised his whole thing out.
Oh, he probably has. If any franchising has happened, Wolfgang Grill definitely went somewhere.
Wolfgang Grill's definitely gone somewhere.
Oh, definitely. And Bulma is earning all those royalties.
Oh yeah, she
Anyway,
eats there for free.
yep. Pilaf tells him, "Hey, Pui Pui's my bodyguard now because apparently more and more people know how to use ki these days."
Yeah.
I wonder whose problem that is. Although, I would like to mention something since you're all down here. Miss Bulmer came down the other day and said something about a cruise, her birthday or something.
Well, that's in a year's time. This is in
Well,
H
I was
seven seven
thinking she
seven.
wanted to make it a big event,
Ah,
so she wants to use Papaya Island for the event. It's not going to happen on a boat.
Yeah. Okay.
or
Cool.
or in her backyard. She
Um,
wants to make it a big event.
Yep.
And so why not work with Pilaf because he's got a lot of land.
Yep.
So they mention it, but Genmei forgets because she's training on King Kai's planet.
Well, she's not. She wouldn't be training on King Kai's planet. She hasn't really been to King Kai's, and she doesn't have a way to get there.
Right. Nobody knows instant transmission.
Yep.
Oh shit. Nobody knows instant transmission. Huh. Okay.
Yeah. No one knows it.
So, she would be training.
She
I would
knows the
say she'd be training
Kaioken.
with-
She learned that from Krillin.
Yeah. So over the 4 years, she learns to master Kaioken because Krillin uses it.
Yeah. She uses it
Ooh, ah.
because Krillin probably has like times 100
More
at
coffee.
this point. Krillin has probably times 100 Kaioken.
Yeah. Krillin would be able to hold 50 times effortlessly because his wife keeps getting better. He needs to get better.
Oh yeah. And then Tien's own Kaioken, he's gotten up there as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And Super Boo is a good training partner for people.
Also, I did come up with a name for the son of Yamcha and Chi-Chi,
Oh yeah.
who would be Acho.
Acho.
Yeah. It's based off Ocha, which is a Japanese word for tea.
Yeah.
Yeah. And who would be
Okay.
that
Gotcha.
kid would be about but by the time of this super starting, he would be about 7.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a
He would be friends with Bra.
well, Bra's not. Actually, do you want to do a coin flip to see if Bra's born in this time?
Sure.
In those 4 years.
Heads, niet.
Heads no, tails yes.
Tails, da. Just gonna do it that way. Heads, no. Tails.
Okay.
Oh.
Cider.
I dropped it again. I'm not.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. It didn't fall under the desk this time. It just fell next to my chair. 2 tails, though.
2 tails. So that's a yes?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
So Bra is born in like, I don't know, maybe a year before the super starting?
I mean, Bulma could still be pregnant.
Oh! That is, I see.
She could be pregnant in her birthday.
Because we don't have Pan.
Right.
So we need another Saiyan.
So Bulma's pregnant. Boom!
Yeah!
That works.
I was thinking, because we don't have Pan yet, probably
Right.
never, that I would have just gotten Tarbell, but I guess this is better.
Nah, this will work.
Yeah.
Plus, we have Gohan. We have Maron.
Yep. Gohan,
Genmei,
Moron,
Vegeta, Trunks,
Yeah, that's 5.
and
That's 5.
yeah.
So
Hold on.
Bombers, yeah, that's just 5. 5 Saiyan.
Genmei. Hold on. I thought we had another one.
No.
So we have Maron, Trunks, Gohan, Genmei, Vegeta.
Yeah, that's 5.
I thought we had another
Gohan,
Saiyan somewhere.
Gohan, Moron. Sota's not a Saiyan.
Well, Genmei had 2 kids.
Yeah. Gohan and Moron.
Okay, Gohan and Maron.
Trunks
Then
had
Genmei. That's 3.
Vegeta had Trunks, so 1, 2, 3,
Vegeta,
4,
Trunks.
5.
Yeah.
That's 5.
Uh,
meaning
yeah, you're
meaning
right.
Buller would be the 6th.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. Well, okay. So pregnant Bulma. Happy birthday.
Yep.
Vegeta does show up.
Vegeta, well, obviously he's going to show up. He wants to be around his, second.
Right, he's not, because he was refusing training in Super.
Until his daughter was born.
Yep.
So,
Meanwhile, on a far off planet, a cat is waking up from his nap.
Yep. Which is weird. They call it a planet, but it's like a weird shaped thing
It's
with
like
a tree.
cube.
It's a cube. It's not a cube. It's a pyramid, an upside down pyramid.
Upside down pyramid. Well, yeah, upside down pyramid in the middle of apparently a
Space.
black hole underneath.
I don't know. It's
I
not a
don't know
planet.
either if it's
It's not a planet. It's like a where?
It's surrounded by planets. He destroyed planets when he ate something spicy. Or rather, no, it wasn't spicy. It was freaking wasabi.
Well,
Either way, Beerus wakes up
Yeah.
and gets the lowdown on Frieza
yeah.
and remind me to eradicate that jerk. Well, you won't have to worry about that because it seems he's already been taken care of, Lord Beerus. Really? And who dared actually kill Freiza? That's an interesting development.
Yeah.
It was a woman Saiyan who exists on the planet Earth. Earth, huh? Saiyan. We must see the soothsayer immediately!
Yeah. So
So the soothsayer says, yeah, there's gonna be some Super Saiyan God happening.
Yeah, Super Saiyan God. So instead of just going to King Kai's world, they immediately go to Earth.
And this time, instead, we still have, bingo, da-da-da-da-da-da. Vegeta making a fool of himself to appease Beerus.
Yep. Genmei.
Genmei isn't as much of an idiot as Goku is because Genmei's learned how to take things more seriously.
But she's more nonchalant with godly deities, so
Yeah, but she's still hanging out and wanting to ask him questions, kind of curiously staring at
And
him.
Vegeta's being very like, Genmei, get away from Karat.
Karat.
Karat. You do not. It's not Genmei. Vegeta goes by her Saiyan name.
Well, yeah, that's why I said Karat. You just said Genmei. I said Karat.
Karat. Yeah, I corrected myself.
Yep, you good.
Yeah.
I called her Gine several times.
It's a very,
So he's kind of staying on top of it, and the pudding thing happens, but we're talking about the Pilaf gang here, and about half of an entire island dedicated to Bulma's birthday. They're gonna have plenty of pudding.
pudding, yeah.
They're gonna have plenty of pudding.
Well, Beerus is mostly chill. I still think he wants to see the Super Saiyan God.
He wants to see the Super Saiyan God, but he is enjoying his feast.
Meaning he's not threatening the planet's destruction.
He's not threatening the planet at all. And what does happen, because it's the God of destruction, for Christ's sake, Dende, because he's Kami, he's God, he also knows
God.
Bulma, he's invited to the party, and he tells Popo, why not? We're going to visit, because not much else is happening up here.
Yeah.
And he meets, he meets him, and says, oh, a Namekian, other than that one over there. Though it seems that you're more important around these parts, aren't you?
Yeah.
Come here. I want to get to know you. And of course, that's when he asks about the Super Saiyan God. And Dende says, well, if I remember correctly, that was an old legend from our people. Something about a Super Saiyan God gathering power from their friends.
Oh.
It was a story that Guru would tell every now and then.
Is that an actual thing in canon?
Yes, it is an Namekian legend.
Ah.
Yeah. And,
Weird.
he says, well, I don't really know a lot about it because I wasn't the original Guardian. If Kami was here, he probably would know more. And of course, Piccolo would ask Kami in his head, do you know anything about this? No, not at all.
Dude,
Okay.
we just want to say that Kami's in Piccolo's head. Rent free.
I would just say that Dende would suggest...
Or,
But Shenron was that Guardian's dragon. Maybe Shenron knows something.
I think Piccolo would just come overhearing this and go like, he probably knows from Kami's memories or something if he has them.
You think so?
Yeah, why not? It's easier than just using the dragon again.
Yeah, he would come over and he would come over and he would bow, like
Yeah,
respectfully in
you
front of Beerus, like, I apologize for my interruption, Lord Beerus, but I have important information regarding your discussion. Something you know that this Guardian doesn't. Well, do speak Namekian. Finding out that this was a Namekian legend means that if I can get the information here, I don't have to pay Namek a visit.
Mm.
After all, I hear Freiza did, and that didn't turn out well for him either.
Yeah.
The soul of the previous Guardian is within me, through Namekian fusion. I can tell you exactly what the legend of the Super Saiyan God is. And of course, Genmei is interested.
Yes, so there's Vegeta.
So-
I think Vegeta would be as well.
Vegeta would be interested, Gohan would be interested, all the Saiyans present would be interested.
Yeah, this is something about it.
And so he would tell the story about the Super Saiyan God ritual, about how 5 Saiyans gathered their power into one in order to topple an immense force.
Yeah, and it was the name of Yamato. Was it?
Yeah.
That was his name. That he became the first ever Super Saiyan God in history.
Yep, and he would
Fail still. He would still lose.
It would still fail the first time, and that's where Whis, because he understands Piccolo is quite smart, wouldn't mind having a conversation with him. Excuse me, you did say that 5 friends ended up pouring their energy into their ally? Yes. What is wrong? I thought my math was right. Well, if they were to pour their energy into another, then what you need is 6 Saiyans.
And they would realize, like, wait, there's only 5 here with Saiyan blood. Oh dear.
And
then that's when
that's where
Bulma,
Bulma reveals, like, well, I have Saiyan blood in me.
she
What?
points to the
When did you?
Vegeta.
I thought you were human. I'm pregnant, you idiot.
Yeah, I think actually, this would be a better point for Vegeta to find out that his wife.
Yeah, he's gonna have another kid, and Bulma, Bulma wouldn't be as graceful as Videl is with it.
Yeah.
It's like, well, if you had Saiyan DNA within you this entire time, why haven't we trained one day, woman? You're so hard-headed, Vegeta. I'm pregnant. He would just have the wide-eyed.
Yeah, the wide-eyed.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's bring Vegeta in, or Vegeta. Let's bring in your wife. Yay!
Yeah. So instead of them having to realize that they need 6 after they try it the first time.
Yeah, it's a thought process
And
as
also,
opposed to Shenron answering.
Beerus is a lot less frustrated than he is in the original timeline.
Yeah, because the
He's-
Pilaf gang came through.
He's being patient
Ever since Dragon Ball.
ever since straight. Pilaf gang.
Ever since Dragon Ball. The Pilaf gang turned a new leaf, and it took until Super for it to really matter on the big
also,
stage.
Whis would be probably wondering what was it? Pui Pui species again?
Zunian.
A Zunian. What a Zunian is doing on Earth.
Yep, from the planet Zun.
Oh yeah. Although probably Beerus would be asking that, and Whis would be like, "Oh, 4 years ago they fought Majin Buu. That one over there.
The one that wanted to hog his pudding. I should destroy him while I'm here.
And Beerus
Well,
is
here's the thing. He's a good guy now.
yeah. So
That would have been the conversation. Genmei, because main character powers, would get the Super Saiyan God form.
yes, that's great. And that
And
fight.
she would get the fight from Lord Beer as she wanted.
Yep, she got the fight in the end.
Yep.
And
I imagine in the middle of the fight, like he would be like, "It's impressive. I'm actually having to put some effort into this fight. Normally, Saiyan women were off of the battlefield. What made you so different?" Well, I grew up on Earth, and I'm a very different kind of Saiyan for that. Also, who says I'm going full out? You're holding back. I guess this will be more fun than I expected to begin with.
because I think Beerus wouldn't be used to a lot of sane women. He's probably seen a few in
Well,
some
he would know
combat.
about the society. After all, he did petrify King Vegeta.
Yep. And he got annoyed
So-
that
He would know basics like women were often on the planet, not in battle, but the ones with high power levels were always in battle.
yep.
Yeah,
And then
and he would know that Frieza subjugated those monkeys before he went to sleep.
he does know that the Queen of the Saiyans was probably pretty strong, considering that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so he would understand that. Hey, you know what? You're actually
good fight.
an inspiration to your race.
Yes.
I'm glad you're sure. There's not a lot of you left, but at least you survived.
Feminism be damned.
I'm having a lot of fun. Right. The rest of those monkeys be damned. You're better off on this planet.
Yeah. But so yeah, that fight would probably go about the same.
Yep.
But this
Again,
time,
they would,
Beerus isn't
be
even threatening the Earth, so he's like, "Yeah, I had fun. Peace."
He said, "This was a fun fight, and your feasts were absolutely amazing. I will be returning to your planet here and there. It seems you have a lot of food on this island, and it's a nice place to relax every now and then. We will be visiting Earth quite regularly. I wish to partake in whatever meals this one, his dog, and his woman are able to prepare."
His Pilaf is like, "Woman."
Me, sir? Oh, right, yes, of course, Lord Beerus. It's good to have you as an esteemed guest whenever you decide to visit. Wow, have you ever seen the boss actually bow to anybody? No, that's a new thing. Shut up and bow to your god!
It's like, bow.
Yeah, they're all just like being sure that Beerus knows he's top dog.
Yep.
So
Perfect.
in fact, the next time we see Beerus chilling out instead of worrying about Frieza approaching the planet, he's on Earth,
Yeah.
and when he arrives on Earth, he's like, Lord Beerus, we have a feast for you, fit for the god that you are, but also for your for your esteem. We erected a statue in your honor. Pilaf would be sucking up to the god of destruction.
Yeah, he would. He would definitely, and Vegeta would also ask to be trained.
Yeah, Vegeta and Genmei would be trained, and they would always, instead of going to pick up the Saiyans, they would be going specifically to that island to pick up not only the Saiyans, but a good amount of fresh-made food.
Yeah, because Vegeta would be the first to go, and then Genmei would find out that Vegeta's like gone off to train with Whis, and is like, "Oh no, I want to go."
Yep, and these training sessions would happen more often.
Well, at this point, Gohan's going into like zoology or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he wouldn't be interested in
scholarly stuff. He'd be more interested in the wilderness and doing that.
He would be interested in the country boy in him would be screaming.
The country boy. He'd be a country boy through and through.
So he gets a job with 17.
Ah, yeah, it's like his part-time job.
Yeah, that's his part-time job while he's learning how to be either a veterinarian or a zoologist.
Yeah, and Gohan's and like 16's there, just chilling with him. It's like, "Hello,
Oh, you are the little bird. I remember you."
And I imagine that 16 gets some every now and then goes to Capture Cup to get some touch-ups, some repairs if he needs them.
Yeah, seeing as he's more mechanical than.
Well, he's an actual android.
Yeah, there's more mechanical parts than
there's no
parts on him is the skin.
Well, the skin, that skin is, I think, synthetic.
Yeah, the synthetic skin along with the cybernetics in his human-like muscles up to his forearm. Is it all cybernetic?
I think it is also. I mean, he probably modeled. He likely modeled the skeleton and everything off actual human.
Yeah,
on humans.
Off of Gabo, I think.
Gabo or something like that.
Gibble,
not Gibble. Gabo.
I'm thinking of Final Fantasy VII when
Gibble.
I say. Mount Nibelheim is what I was thinking of.
But anyway, 16 would just
Yeah.
Do you think
16 is more robotic? I could see him.
Also, Gohan would probably meet 17's family.
Yeah. He would meet 17's family, and 17 does spend a lot of time on the island, and he would spend more time with his family because after training Gohan, be like, hey, Gohan, it's been a while since I've seen my family. Do you mind taking over for right now? Sure.
Yeah.
And we would get early, before Frieza, the discovery of the Cell Juniors on the island.
All right. They're a thing. Well, the Cell Juniors weren't even created by Cell.
Well, as far as we were aware, the only Cell Juniors that were created during the Cell games were the ones he sicked on the Z Fighters. And all of them died. None of them survived. So where the hell did these Cell Juniors come from?
Well, I think they were just reformed out of the. They got poofed. Yes. I guess they did get.
Yeah, they were straight up obliterated.
Maybe you could just say that Cell spat out, like, created a few Cell Juniors.
A few backup plans.
A backup plans got to
Yep.
use or acquire.
Yep. Because Genmei, in her fury, released both androids and killed them.
Yeah, and killed Cell. And would
Yep.
would this mean that the those Cell Juniors are in their semi-perfect state?
I would even think they were in their imperfect state.
Ah.
I would even think, like, because...
Yeah, we got a bunch of imperfect cells.
Bunch of big bug cells.
Blue in color. Mm-hmm.
And, thanks to Ultimate Gohan being what he is, he's fine. When he gets swarmed by them, he's like, whoa! You guys are strong! And
Yeah.
he would learn how to kind of play
And
with
then
them.
16 would probably be there. It's like, no, stop. That he is friend. He is.
They would understand because
our
he's
friend.
an android too.
Yeah.
Yep. These are your friends, 16?
Yes.
Affirmative.
And then he just names them. It's like, this is
Huh.
what's a really good name? This is like different parts of the body. This is mitochondria. Oh, this is mito. This is chondria. This is stomata. This is no, that's a plant thing. This is gene.
This is Saito.
Saito. This is
and this one is Brian.
and then he points to the last one, and that is 17 Junior.
17 Junior, no. Oh god. So yeah, parts of the cell are used to name the Cell Juniors, and Gohan discovers this, and it's like, whoa. So how strong are they all together? According to my scanners, possibly that of a Super Saiyan, but not much stronger.
Mm.
Wow. Still, they survived here? Huh. Did 17 know about this?
Yes, he knows about this.
Well, if he knows about it and you two are on top of things, I guess as long as they don't leave the island, I think it'll be alright. Still, this is insane.
And it's just, and Brian's just like, meh! It's like, that is not what you say to a friend, Brian. That is not what you say to friend, Brian. Okay, well, let's get back to the, because now we head into Resurrection F.
Yeah, and the best part about this, the Pilaf gang haven't taken the Dragon Balls. This is a straight up stealth op from the Frieza forces.
And they wish back King Cold.
You think they would?
Yeah, they were planning to do that before the Pilaf gang.
Right.
Before the Pilaf gang came in, and
That's a second wish. Then King Cold.
Yeah,
He
King
must
Cold.
come back.
Yeah, so they bring King Cold back.
Yeah, they bring back King Cold, and his body is more worse for wear, so he has to be completely reconstructed.
Well,
as a matter of fact, in Heffel, he loses his halo, and he's like, "What? I'm alive? You fools can't keep me here any longer!"
yeah, it's
And
like
he just goes crazy.
I think by Super there is 3 wishes, so they get Frieza's body like pieces back.
Is there 3 wishes?
Yeah, I mean, actually, the way I see it is, there's 3 wishes, but if you wish for multi-res, then that's 2
There's
wishes.
2.
That uses up 2 wishes.
Okay, so they decide, oh, well,
King Cole's not here yet. We just teleport King Cole. So yeah, they just do straight stealth operation, and they get
Yeah,
both
they
King
have to
Cold
do
and
a stealth
Frieza.
op that gets them the Dragon Balls, and there's no peel-off gang to really assist Trunks is elsewhere.
Well, I mean, Trunks is doing his own thing. He's sort of the
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Trunks is doing his own
he's
thing.
the
He's not
third
really hanging
wheel.
around home.
He's the third wheel of Surtar and Meron.
Yep, he's the third wheel there, and they don't really hang around Capsule Corp all the
Also,
time.
Bulla's been born at this point.
Yeah, in fact, if Bulla was born, then all Bulma's doing is being a good mother in her bedroom.
Yeah.
She's putting the science aside to watch Vegeta train and take care of her
Do
kid.
you want to see whether you want to do a diet? You want to do a coin flip to see if Vegeta gets the name or ball? Or...
Gets the name Bulla?
Yeah. You want to do a coin flip for that?
Sure.
We do the coin flips. Just.
Ugh. Okay, heads. Heads has been no this entire time.
Yeah, heads would be no.
Tails.
Tails. Okay, this is the decider.
Heads.
Ah, so it's still Bulla.
Yep, it's still Bulla.
Too bad we don't get.
And I think Bulma would put her foot down on that one.
Yep, she's naming her kid, not
because the best name Vegeta Jr. What?
Echelot. That was what he was gonna name Bulla.
Echelon. Okay.
Yeah.
But then we have Shallot already, so no.
Yeah, well, I don't. I don't get the
They're not gonna
hype.
do that.
I don't get the hype of Charlotte.
I don't either. I honestly didn't care for. I think it's Dragon Ball Legends. I didn't
Like,
care.
what's the whole hype? He's just a character. Like,
I don't know. It's something Japanese. That's all I can tell you on that one. I think it's a series made exclusively for a Japanese audience. So we don't quite get it unless we actually look into the series and be like, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
And
so anyway,
it doesn't really have a hold on the main canon, so I don't care to look it up.
Freiza and King Cold trained for 4 months, and they both get golden.
Yeah, but they both still have that thing where it's like, oh well, we have these transformations now, ha ha ha.
Let's go to Earth, kill those stupid monkeys.
They don't care about the energy drain.
Yeah, let's go to Earth, kill those stupid monkeys for all the annoyance. And I think Frieza himself has PTSD towards Super Saiyan Genmei.
Mm-hmm.
I think he does have that. He's like he
would have that, but it would be. I mean, he ended up fighting Trunks anyway.
Yeah.
But it wasn't scared. Like, it wasn't a fear reaction. It was an anger reaction.
Well, in this case, it was more the fear comes from the fact that Genmei literally utterly destroyed him.
Right.
Yeah. So.
But he would still want revenge. I mean,
he's still going to want revenge. He's thinking he has this new.
Look
form.
at all the reconstruction.
He thinks, So for his form, I think because he got that new form, he thinks, okay, I can handle those Super Saiyan whatevers now. So we get to the main fight, and all the Z fighters are going to be there, and we get Tientia again.
Well, we would get Tientia to definitely fight the Frieza soldiers. Oh, you know what? What we would do with Tientia? We would get the Spirit Beam attack.
Spirit Beam.
Whereas, kind of like Frieza's Death Beam puts a hole in people. Imagine that Death Beam following a certain path.
Oh, is it? Yeah, so it's the Tri-Beam.
So it's piercing through multiple soldiers.
Oh god, it's the Tri-Beam merging with the Oh god,
yeah.
That is
Spirit Ball Tri-Beam.
That is a deadly technique.
Yep.
Ugh, because it can just move. You can move that square anywhere.
And I think they would fuse after Yamcha starts getting tired and Tien gets tired. It's like, hey, both of our powers are kind of low.
And they just and the Frieza soldiers not realizing that it's like, what are they doing now? Some weird ass dance, and then just they start getting.
Oh, they're being like the Ginyu Force, doing a bunch of poses.
Well, they try, one of them blasts them with their blaster, and it just gets deflected back at them.
Yep.
It's like, and it's just Tientia comes in the forefront.
Yep, Tientia would happen.
And I think we get a few. I think, honestly, I would imagine that during the 4 years, Sota and Moron would have learned it from Tien out of like, hey, that could be fun thing. We get a fusion between those two, I think.
Between the girls, yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Yep, I could see it. And I would also see, instead of Gohan, and Gohan actually isn't skinny this time.
Oh no, he's a
kept training.
roided out 18-year-old at this
Yeah,
point.
He's good. But not only would Gohan would still be fighting the soldiers, but Krillin would try to spearhead the attack against Frieza because he's come on to leaps and bounds.
Oh yeah, even
And he can sense Frieza. He's close to
I think he would
Frieza's
be
power
fight.
level now.
I believe he would be fighting. What was those two guys' names?
Shisami and Tagama.
Tagama. He would be fighting those two with Gohan.
He would be fighting both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
And as soon as one got a really good hit on him, the other one would come in only to be rooted by Piccolo. So the buddy act that was in the time chamber back in the Cell Saga actually goes up against the buddy act.
And he just Krillin goes, Kaioken. It's like, Kaio what? And gets... And I'm going to say there's no...
Shisami out of the way.
There is no Ginyu. He was
he was killed on Namek.
Yeah. Was he killed on Namek? Oh yeah, he was...
Well, he got the frog body, but he wasn't teleported back.
Yeah. Oh.
No, he wasn't... It wasn't a frog body, it was a crab body.
Okay,
and that means if Ginyu is even still on the Earth, he still has to exist in the water.
Yeah, also, could have just gotten eaten by... Oh, actually, he probably was eaten, honestly.
He probably would have gotten eaten by now.
Yeah, and he's in the other world, because he gets... Actually...
Yeah, he would have...
In the other world, he's in his original body, the one
Yeah, he would have been in his original body.
No, and not the one we see in the Frieza side.
Right. Whatever Ginyu's original body was, he goes down to Heffel and meets everybody. He's like, hey, this is my original body.
But anyway, the fight up top is going quite nicely as most of the Frieza soldiers are being routed and destroyed, and Trunks is kind of a bit annoyed that the Sato and Sotai and Moron that buddy act. Now they're fusing. I don't have anyone to fuse with. He's kind of left out, honestly.
A little bit, but I mean, everybody's got a good way to go about, yeah.
Yeah, he's still doing it.
And during this fight, 18 is around as well as 17.
Yeah.
And 16.
'Cause
the androids are fighting too.
Yeah, they would fight because Gohan was helping out 17, so it's like, oh yeah, this is happening over there, so you want to help out? And it's like, yeah, sure, why not? Well, 16 stays on the island just to protect it.
Okay, yeah, so 17 and 18 are fighting.
Yeah. So they're back.
Gohan would have been like, hey, this is happening, and I know you can't sense energy.
Yeah, so...
You want to help?
Yeah,
and
so...
17 has a family to fight for, so yeah, he will.
And 18 and 17 are finally back like, yeah, let's fight together, brother.
Like good old times.
Good
Only,
old times.
We're good guys this time.
Yeah, at least that's
And, while the fighting's happening, of course, Bulma's watching, ill-advised.
Well,
she calls Pilaf.
I guess she would have left
Pilaf,
her daughter in the hands of her grandparent, like her parents. Yeah.
Actually, Whis would still know about Bulma, so Bulma still gets the cake and tries to call Whis to get Gemme and Vegeta.
They don't have... Hold on. They don't have instant transmission.
They don't, but they do have...
Whis.
Whis's,
yeah.
And they have a lot more fighters to last longer. So it should weigh... I would think it would weigh out evenly.
Yeah.
You know?
I think Gohan
They don't have instant transmission.
You know what? I think Gohan would be the first to fight Frieza.
Yeah, because I imagine after Shisami and Tagama are done, you know, Piccolo and Krillin are kind of happy about it. Like, ha! We got it! Yeah. And would get a beam through the chest.
Yeah.
Because Frieza's about done with this fun little act now.
And then like King Cold is gonna wait on the sidelines, and then Gohan goes Super Saiyan 2, going, yeah, don't do that to me. And then he begins fighting Frieza. Just don't do that to my dad. How dare you?
I imagine the fight would start something like, oh, well, you're quite familiar, but I'm afraid I don't recognize you. Wait, that black hair, those eyes. Ah, you must be Genmei's child. Good. I can deliver a corpse to her.
Yeah, but obviously, I mean, at this point, Gohan would probably stand up a pretty good fight against Frieza.
Right. Only he would even confuse Frieza at a point, because Frieza would be
He would-
like, "Let's get to final form and not waste our time, shall
Yeah,
we?"
he thinks that Gohan's not that strong.
Right. And Gohan would turn Super Saiyan,
Yep.
seeing Frieza's final form, and it would be kind of even, as far as that's concerned.
And then Gohan would
He
step
would go
it up.
Super Saiyan 2 and be surprised that Frieza's holding back. What?
Yeah.
He's keeping up with Super Saiyan 2?
Oh.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go a step further, and his hair turns black, and of course Frieza's like, "What? I don't understand.
What are you doing?
Is this a form of Super Saiyan?"
Not even close.
No, this is my power.
Begins fighting Frieza on. Well, he's now stronger than that Frieza, and he's at that
Right.
base level.
And that is where Cold like realizes Frieza's starting to lose the fight, and he says, "Oh, just turn 100% already, Frieza. You have enough power to defeat him."
Or just turn golden. Turn golden already.
Daddy, you're going to ruin the surprise! Oh, fine.
Yeah.
I wanted to play like a monkey does in order to try to figure out how they tick. But I suppose this will work.
And he would turn gold, and Gohan would try his best.
But he can't.
But
Yeah. It's not.
no, if Golden Frieza can keep up with Super Saiyan Blue, no.
Yeah.
Sorry, Gohan.
Sorry, Yeah.
Yep. And he would try his best to hold off Frieza
Yeah.
for as long as possible. And this battle was going on for a good long while. Whis is almost to Earth
Yeah.
with everyone.
They're Vegeta and Genmei just like, hold on, we're nearly there. We get.
Right.
And
And I imagine he would have said, "Well, if you had went to planet Yardrat, you wouldn't even be complaining right now." What's on Yardrat? Something better.
it's
I'm
like,
I'm not going to reveal too much.
and I think Whis would be like, oh no, it doesn't matter right now. We need to get to Earth.
It's not like Frieza's on Yardrat and you're trying to defend it. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, no. He would tease the Yardratian techniques.
Yeah, he would tease the planet Yardrat, and of course Vegeta would want to go to space again.
Space. After this,
Yep.
he'd be like, yeah, that might actually be interesting to do.
Right. And so they end up getting to Earth just as Gohan is just about out of power. And Piccolo and Krillin have had to jump in against Frieza.
Yeah.
The androids as
Obviously,
well.
after Krillin's gotten his heals from a senzu bean or something.
Actually, I wouldn't even be surprised if he went, like, because we've seen Krillin pull off insane things before, and Gohan's on the back foot. He goes Kaioken times 50 and holds off one attack from Frieza. And then Frieza say, "Oh yes, I remember you. I blew you to pieces. Good luck trying this time. Kaioken times!" And of course they think, "Oh, he's gonna go 100 times 150." And he kind of pushes it.
Oh shit!
And of course, the entire time he's pushing it, King Kai, "Stop it! You're gonna tear yourself apart, you idiot!"
God, these damn Earthlings, and they can't use Kaioken like this.
And then he kind of gets it because of all of his students. King Kai kind of understands Krillin. So he contacts Genmei just as Genmei and Vegeta are about to touch land.
Yeah.
He's like, "Huh? Who are you?"
I'm King Kai. Your husband trained with me to learn.
"Oh, the Kaioken? How is he? Is everything alright?"
And he just imagine if
pushing
King Kai.
himself to 150.
I imagine-
He's not gonna last more than a few minutes.
I imagine that when Genmei's just like, the Kaioken, yeah, I know that. It's like, wait, how do you know the Kaioken? Krillin taught me.
Son of a bitch.
Damn motherfucker.
Enough right now. He's pushing his body past the limits. You need to get to him before the technique tears him apart.
"Oh no! How much longer, Whis?" "Oh, 52 seconds."
Yeah, 52, 51, 50.
And so Krillin is fighting for his life, pushing Kaioken to its absolute limits. And every single time Frieza ends up getting a hit, he has to push it higher. So he's going like 165, 170. He's really pushing
He's
himself.
gonna get that what's that thing that Goku went through where his ki was all out of whack?
The muscle spasm. Yeah, he's gonna screw up his. But the only reason that happened to Goku was because Goku mixed God Ki with Kai Ki.
Yeah, and I think
Two
maybe
keys that should not mix.
and maybe I could just throw this. He's getting as far as he is because he could have he learnt the buff form from Roshi to try and ease that pressure.
So that he's got more of a.
Yeah, he's got more of a.
Oh, this one goes 100% as well. Fun.
Yeah. So
And
eventually,
either way,
Krillin-
he's pushing it until he's pushing times 200.
yeah, and Krillin after that point he loses the form and his body just spasms out.
He gets one good hit on Frieza, and then he just falls.
Piccolo catches him or something, and he's like, "Not bad, Krillin." No, or whatever he goes.
You did good.
You did good. Honestly, Krillin in this timeline is so much more like force. He has not stopped
Yep.
training at all.
And at this point, Frieza's kind of pissed, and he's looking down at the Namekian and Krillin.
You know, you should have stayed dead after Namek.
His hands out there, ready to blast them.
And that's
And
when
that's
Genmei
when-
shows up.
Yep. Genmei shows up and gets both of them out of there, and Vegeta grips the wrist of Frieza.
And I think he would be like, Genmei, do you mind if I take this one? I have a lot to say to this one.
I have my family to take care of, so have fun.
Hmm.
Huh? Hey, wait, Vegeta. Who's that other person?
But you know,
Huh?
he knows about King Cold. She knows about King Cold.
Does she?
Yeah, she saw him during the first time.
Oh, right. Well, I would say to you, like, hey, isn't that the other guy Trunks killed?
Huh? Oh, King Cold is here as well.
I might need your help after all. Get your family and friend to a safe spot and hurry up.
And
Right.
Vegeta's gonna fight Frieza while Genmei fights King Cold.
Yep, it's gonna be a 2-on-2 match.
Yeah. Because
And
honestly,
they're both gonna get the same vibe.
yeah, just like, and Frieza's kind of aghast at how strong Vegeta. What? You? And he just.
Hey, I'm impressed with you as well, Frieza. I didn't think you would be able to stand up to the power of a god.
Power of as Vegeta goes. I think he would start off with just Super Saiyan God.
Well, no, he would go blue. He would go blue immediately. He wants to kill Frieza. You can.
True.
He ain't gonna give Frieza quarter. Frieza didn't give his race quarter.
True. He goes
Ugh.
full golden and he's like, well, he goes full blue and he just
Blue.
says, yeah. And he
He
begins
goes
fighting
full
Frieza.
blue.
And
Yep,
is winning.
Genmei is the same way.
Yeah.
Now, all the while, the fight's good, and eventually, this is where Cold actually makes some sense because he caught the quip that Vegeta said, and in the middle of fighting Genmei, he says, "Hold on, There's no way a monkey like you should be this strong. How? What did Vegeta mean when he said power of a god?"
I mean, Vegeta's already
Oh.
gone blue, so.
Well, no, this is Genmei and
Oh, yeah.
Cold. And Cold is questioning Genmei, and Genmei's like, "Oh, well, we've been training with Lord Beerus," and kind of points with her thumb. And that's when he notices the god of destruction standing right there.
Yeah, like, there's two. Beerus!
Beerus! How? Oh, yes. It's good to see you too, Cold. It's a good thing you remember me. It seems that your advice to your son didn't end up panning out well if I joined the fight. I wonder what you would do. Are we invading on your planet, Lord Beerus? If so, we will leave immediately. No. This isn't my fight. I beg your pardon, my lord. You heard me. This isn't my fight. This is the fight between those Saiyans. Though I would respect you to leave this planet alone if you were to win, I would hate to waste such good delicacies.
Yeah. So that's the thing. King Cold, he knows about Lord Beerus, and he's someone who would be very afraid of him.
Right. So even and this is where it'd be like, even if Genmei and Vegeta wins, he's not going to destroy Earth. That's officially off the table.
Yeah, but in any case, he's gonna go golden as well as Genmi is gonna go blue,
Right.
and
Genmei and Cold go at it, and by this point, Frieza's about out of steam
yeah,
because he had to fight Gohan for a while, and Krillin.
and instead I think Vegeta just finishes Frieza off.
I would think Frieza would try to go for the planet thing, and because of that conversation, Cold is like, "No! What, Daddy? Do not destroy a planet that belongs to the God of Destruction." What? Look. Ah! And that's where he gets surprised by the God of Destruction.
You could easily have those two just end up leaving, just like
Yeah.
noping out of there.
Yep, and that I would think in the middle of the shock, Vegeta is just smiling at the fact that Frieza's afraid of their planet now.
Yeah.
Someone who's so used to destroying planets is now afraid of this planet. Good.
Oh, I like to
And,
see you quiver in fear, Frieza.
I'll enjoy your last breath being that of absolute. Ah! And that's where Cold would kind of sucker punch Vegeta and get away with his son.
He just can't carts Frieza or like in his arm like, wait, what are you doing, Daddy? We need to. We're not. We are getting out of here. We are calling a space triple O, and we're calling
Space Triple O.
and we are getting out of this planet. And so, wait, what was the other guy?
Immediately, it
was-
belongs to the God of Destruction.
What was the other guy? The sorbet guy? Was that his name or?
Sorbet, retreat immediately.
As well as those two others who were knocked unconscious.
Yeah.
The rest of the Frizz, they just leave.
Shisami and Tagama.
They just leave because they're not dealing with that. They're not dealing.
Pui Pui cheers that, oh my god, I just fought Frieza's forces and,
Oh yeah,
won.
Pee would have been one of the fighters there, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, he would have been there, he would have been fighting, and he would be cheering for himself like, I just fought the Frieza forces and fucking won.
Yeah. Didn't
Yes!
his planet get destroyed by Frieza?
No.
Oh.
Zune was out of the Frieza forces influence. I think it was part of South Galaxy, and because there's no Z Broly in this timeline, guess what lives?
Well, more or less,
South
I don't
Galaxy.
think there's like 4 galaxies. I think it's just the universe is split into 4 quadrants.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, whenever I hear South Galaxy, West Galaxy, East Galaxy, I mean, it's probably that part of the galaxy.
Mm.
There's one galaxy, it's just the southern part of that galaxy.
I don't think there's one galaxy. I think it's the same thing in our universe. It's just the universe is cut into 4 quadrants. That's how I think of it. That's how I interpret it. I don't think there's like 4 galaxies. That's kind of dumb.
I mean, Toriyama's thought of stupider, to be honest.
True, I mean, he has thought of stupider things. Just look at the Boo Saga.
And of this entire time, Monster Carrot and his 2 goons are still making mochi on the moon. So,
That's a thing. That's a weird thing, but it's still a thing.
don't even question why they're breathing on the moon. They just are.
They're just on the moon.
Oh, Super Boo would have been part of that fight too.
Oh, true. That would have been funny. Seeing... And Frieza and King Cold will probably think, wait,
I
isn't
told
that
you
Boo?
of the 2 people for you to not deal with.
Yeah.
I said Majin Buu and the God of Destruction. Both of them are on this planet. We are leaving.
Yeah.
Now, Frieza.
We are leaving. We are not coming back yet.
Right. So they would focus on every other planet but Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. And while that is occurring, the Earth wins. And I was thinking about making Pui Pui a little bit more important. sort of a, if anybody ever did a what if Pui Pui turned good, this would be it.
Yeah.
Whereas Pui Pui feels fucking amazing because he,
He
to
can
his
win.
knowledge,
He can
is
do
the
it.
only
He
he's
can.
the only Zunian to ever survive a conflict with Frieza. And he's gonna go to Bulma and take that story fucking home with him. So he's gonna go back to planet Zune, which is thriving. Good for him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to become like a free celebrity on his planet.
Yeah, yeah. And because of his knowledge about gravity training and all that, over this time period, I could see the Zunian make big advancements in not only the power level of Zunians. I mean, I think a typical Zunian's power level is something around 20,000 or 30,000.
Yeah.
So we would get a rise of his own little group of Zunians that maybe want to do good things, maybe bad. I'm thinking like a mercenary crew, you know?
Yeah, I could see it.
Like he left with Bobbity and came back with this extraordinary power under his belt. He's a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah. Though, there's a thing.
So,
he did still get margined, so it must mean there would have probably been a bit of evil in there that would have caused him to go margin. But he's changed. He's changed on
he's changed. He's gone to Zune. We're not going to hear him for a little while. Pui Pui got his good story.
Yep.
And then...
and that's where we'll leave it off for now.
Yep, and next time we will conquer the Black Ark.
Oh.
Ugh.
Oh, God. That's gonna be an annoyance.
Yeah, I notice how I avoided the first name.
Which
of that
actually,
one.
I think it's the first arc before that is the the 6th one.
Yeah, but I think we'll make it. I think we'll make it in that part for the Black Ark.
I mean, honestly, we could probably get the rest of the story done next part.
Oh, well, you know what? Next part, we're gonna end at the Black Ark, and I promise you, when we meet after that, I will have watched the rest of Super because I don't know what the fuck goes on. I haven't watched the
Tournament of
Tournament of Power
Tournament
yet.
of Power is a cluster of mess.
I mean, I still want to see it. The main scenes that were ruined for me is Roshi's speech.
Yeah. Well,
and,
anyway,
Ultra
we
Instinct.
will do that next time. So until then, see ya.